'cause I found you when I see your constellation on all my inspirations.
I, Veeda, take you, Jeffrey, to be my husband. I promise to love, honor, and cherish you, forsaking all others, and holding only on to you. You are my beloved, and I am yours.
I, Jeffrey, take you, Veeda, to be my wife. I promise to love, honor, and cherish you, forsaking all others, and holding only unto you. You are my beloved, and I am yours.
You know, I had about a year and a half to think about what to say at Veda's wedding. And you know, I started thinking and I thought, you know, I'm gonna be funny. But then I remembered my kids, basically my daughters, telling me, Dad, you're not funny. The only person who thought I was funny was actually one of the bridesmaids, Jenny. So thank you, Jenny. But in any case, the first time I started putting my thoughts together, I was on a flight from Singapore to Hong Kong, June 1st of this year. And you know, I thought 36,000 feet, less oxygen, probably sense of humor is going to improve. So then I thought I would, I still had a little bit of a hard time thinking about what to talk about. So I thought maybe I'll talk about Veda's childhood. You know, how cute she was, how naughty she was, how adorable she was. Then I thought maybe I'll talk about when I actually broke her arm. Maybe not. So then I thought maybe I'll talk about those 3 years in a row that she wouldn't eat and she weighed 57 pounds. Then I had a brainstorm. I thought maybe I'm going to talk about her college times. And then I realized I moved her to college and then we fled the country and moved to China. So it was actually interesting. You know, one day in China, I get a call from Veeda and she's screaming, Dad, there is a cockroach in my room. So I'm trying to see, you know, what do I do from China about the cockroach in a room in Florida? Not much. So then I thought, you know, I would talk a little bit probably about Seattle times. You know, she moved to Seattle. Jeff was in those times. You know how hard she worked and she went to school. And I wanted to actually thank Jeff for supporting her. Thank you, Jeff.
They didn't need to go over that. Not in the cake, right?
Good evening. Shalom. Shalom Kosh Amadi. It's truly a privilege and honor for Wendy and I to welcome Veeda and all of you to the celebration of the joining of the Dorri and Dore families. Bijan and Kimia, thank you so much for hosting this wonderful celebration. And we want to thank you for so warmly welcoming Jeff to your family. We thank you too for raising such a lovely, bright, and caring daughter who has captured our son's heart, and ours as well. It is our joy for Wendy and I too to see them together and to know he is in such good and caring hands. We also want to thank you, all of you, family and friends who have made the effort to come from far and near to share this weekend and celebration with us. Wendy and I also want to thank Rabbi Morel for his officiating and blessings upon Jeff and Veda's marriage. As many of you know, Rabbi Morel has known Jeff for his entire life. And Jeff particularly wanted Rabbi Morel to officiate at this occasion. In particular, this evening, I recall 13 years ago at Jeff's bar mitzvah, when I was reminded that though everyone predicted Winnie and I were going to have another daughter, we were surprised and very pleased to be blessed with a son.
Well, it's about time the attention's on me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sheeta, and I'm thrilled to be the maid of honor today. Anyone who knows me knows I have a sister named Veeda, and that we have the same birthday. It comes up within minutes of even meeting me, and I know the same is true for when people meet Veeda. You could basically say we're obsessed with each other. We love to wear matching PJs. We have ridiculous photo shoots. We go for drives in the car, singing out loud. And we're basically in communication with each other all day. One day, I didn't text her when I woke up, and she woke up a few hours later and texted me, "Where are you? I almost called the police." As kids, we obviously argued like most siblings do, and anytime we did, our mother would say one of two things. Either one, sisters have to stick together, or two, there's nothing better than a sister, and she was absolutely right about both of those things. I've always said that one day when I have kids, I'm gonna keep going until I have 2 girls, because I couldn't imagine growing up without a sister. She was my absolute best friend. Even though I'm the older sister, in many ways, Veeda took on the role as being the big sister. For example, in high school, I would tag along with her and her friends, and they actually ended up becoming my best friends too. And you know what? It's because she has this amazing judge of character. She chose her friends and who she spent her time with so carefully that our friends from Clifton Park who haven't met Jeff have never even asked me, is Jeff a good guy? Because they know the answer. And obviously I would have said yes if they ever asked. Even though I live in New York, I always manage to be here for the most important parts of Veeda's life, including when her and Jeff met. So 6 years ago, we were both here for our cousin's wedding, and we went out, and I was meeting up with one of my friends who lived here, and he brought his friends, one of them being Jeff, and Jeff and Veeda immediately hit it off. After all of their friends left, he stuck around to talk to Veeda, and he's been in our lives ever since. What I like most about Veeda and Jeff's relationship is not only is Veeda completely herself around him, but she's even more herself than she was before, if that even makes sense. It's like she's been growing towards becoming this person, and now with Jeff by her side, she actually is that person. Things aren't weird when Jeff's around us. You would think that since it's always been just the two of us, that with Jeff around, something would be weird, but it's never been like that. I never have to call Veeda and say, "Hi, I'm coming to visit. Can you set aside some time for just the two of us?" We end up getting that time anyway because I think Jeff gets sick of us. But it's never weird when he's around. One of the first times the three of us hung out was when Jeff and Veeda came to Long Island, and we went out to dinner to this Mexican restaurant. We had the worst waiter in the world, Eddie. You guys remember that? And we went to a bar after, and we made up nicknames for the people at the bars, like Plaid Trio and Squirrel Tail. And after that, Jeff was involved in all of our weird nights. I'm not going to mention any of those tonight because I don't want to embarrass him, but I will tell you guys this, that if you go on my Facebook, you might find a picture of the three of us in a human pyramid wearing handmade Twilight t-shirts. Jeff had absolutely no problem winning me over, and the same goes for the rest of our family. The last time I was in town, my parents had people over, and I was standing next to my mom when everyone walked in. Jeff walked in, and she involuntarily just blurted out, "I just love Jeff." I admire Veeda and Jeff's relationship so much because it is so clear that they're best friends. Veda's not a sappy person. We always joke around, and she says it's so cheesy when people say, "I'm marrying my best friend." But I have news for you, Veed, you are. I found this quote, it reminded me of you guys. It says, "Marry your best friend. I do not say that lightly. Really, truly find the strongest, happiest friendship in the person you fall in love with. Someone who speaks highly of you, someone who you can laugh with, the kind of laugh that makes your belly ache. Life is too short not to love someone who lets you be a fool with them. Make sure they are somebody who lets you cry too. Despair will come. Find someone that you want to be there with you through those times. Most importantly, marry the one that makes passion, love, and madness combine and course through you. A love that will never dilute even when waters get deep and dark." That is your relationship. So be sappy. Call Jeff your best friend. Shout to everyone you are the luckiest girl in the world to be marrying your best friend, because you are. And I promise I'm not offended that you're calling someone else your best friend. And I know that's why you've been hesitant to say it this whole time. Veeda, as your older sister, I always thought I'd be here to give you advice on your wedding day. Well, as you can see, I am without a date and I have no advice to give you. I trust that not only do you not need any advice, but I can't wait for the day our roles are reversed and you can give me the advice that I will need on my wedding day. Jeff, what can I tell you that you don't know already? I'm just going to remind you that Veeda is always right. She always needs new clothes. She never looks fat in anything. It's hard living 3,000 miles away from Veeda, but Jeff, with you by her side, I never have to worry about her. As cliche as it is to say, I'm so excited to be getting a brother. I love both of you so much. So if everyone would join me, and please raise a glass to Veeda and Jeff and their happiness as they begin their journey together as a married couple, to Veeda and Jeff.